Coherence, heart-brain, science, mysticism, and practice. Quantum opening. What if the heart were not just a pump, but a metronome of consciousness that tunes the brain like an instrument? What if elevated emotion, gratitude, love, reverence were the tin that, when released, arranges the birds of thought, the currents of the body, and the climate of your destiny? Imagine that there is an orchestra inside you. The brain conducts the score, yes, but the heart sets the deep rhythm. When both listen to each other, music emerges. When they ignore each other, every instrument either speeds up or falls silent, and life sounds out of tune. Today we will learn to tune ourselves, to turn your body into a concert hall, your breath into a violin bow, your words into a flute, your attention into the conductor's hands, and your purpose into the melody that everyone recognizes as yours. Coherence. 1. A deep gaze, the secret bridge where the soul breathes. Heart-brain coherence is the art of being whole. It is the point where the impulse to live, the heart, and the ability to choose, the brain, join hands to move through the world with elegance. From the map of archetypes, the king and queen bring order to the kingdom, the warrior protects boundaries, the magician transforms meanings, and the lover maintains the bond. When you lose coherence, one of them usurps the crown. When you align yourself, they return to counsel. Think about that morning when everything just flowed. You arrived on time, spoke kindly to yourself, and responded with clarity. Magic? It was coherence. You breathed more deeply, your chest opened up, and your mind made decisions in sync with your body. And also remember that heavy afternoon when every comment hurt and you were out of sync. The goal isn't to be perfect. It's to learn to return again and again to that living middle point, where you can feel intensely without losing yourself. Transpersonal psychology shows us that in expanded states, deep silence, connection, beauty, the self stops fighting to exist, and you find rest in something greater. The heart, as an antenna or a sensitive organ, perceives that greater presence and brings it down to earth. That's why, when you say, "My chest expanded," you're naming a truth. The soul found a bridge through which it could breathe within you. A short story. Eli, 28, a designer, was talented, but she got lost in comparison. Looking at her day, she noticed she spent hours with her shoulders collapsed and barely breathing. She started practicing a 3-minute coherence exercise before sending proposals. The result, less anxiety, more clarity about pricing, and a kind yet firm tone in her emails. Clients could sense her coherence even before reading her portfolio. Number 2. Scientific and psychological foundations. From the vagus nerve to the neuroplasticity of love. Neuroplasticity explains that your nervous system changes according to the experiences you repeat with attention and emotion. When you breathe with long exhalations, when you evoke genuine gratitude, when you speak from clear and benevolent boundaries, you activate circuits that promote regulation and clarity. Your presence becomes a habitat for intelligent decisions. The vagus nerve is a two-way highway between the heart, the viscera, and the brain. When the vagus is in tune, the body enters a state of safety, digestion, repair, and sociability. This is reflected in heart rate variability, HRV. The interval between heartbeats is not rigid, but flexible, responding to changes in the environment. Harmonic HRV is associated with emotional regulation and better cognitive performance. A poetic translation. A heart that listens produces a brain that understands. From the perspective of humanistic psychology, coherence flourishes when there is unconditional acceptance, self-empathy, and congruence. What I say, feel, and do are aligned, along with empathy. I can tune into others without losing myself. Coherence is not some distant Zen state. It is well-regulated humanity. And the transpersonal perspective adds, elevated emotions are not spiritual decorations, they are technologies of being. Gratitude, reverence, tenderness. These emotions loosen the system's hypervigilance, open the field of attention, and deactivate defense scripts you no longer need. It's not about forcing yourself or just feeling good, but about training the gateway that allows you to access that inner climate. The gateway is conscious breathing, plus a meaningful image. The precise word, a gesture of the body. In practical terms, 4-6 breathing, between 4 and 6 breaths per minute. You inhale for 4 to 5, exhale for 4 to 5. This promotes cardiorespiratory synchrony, longer exhalation. It activates the parasympathetic brake. It translates as, we are safe. Interoceptive attention. Feeling the heart from within teaches the brain to trust. Language in the present tense. I choose, I honor, I offer myself to. The verb is a code. Don't forget, coherence does not deny sadness or anger. It gives them a channel so they can be expressed without breaking everything. That is emotional maturity. Number 3, applied biodecoding. When the chest tells what the mouth keeps silent, biodecoding suggests that symptoms can function as biological metaphors for emotional conflicts. This does not replace medical or therapeutic care. It is a complementary perspective. Palpitations or chest pressure. An urgency to make a decision. Fear of listening to one's own desire. Seed question. What truth is beating inside me that I am postponing? Hypertension. Internal pressure from holding a controlling role for too long. Repressed anger seeking an outlet. Question. Where can I delegate and ask for help? Aphonia, dysphonia. The throat-heart bridge narrows. What I feel cannot be spoken. Question. What is the brave phrase that needs to come out with respect and firmness? Chronic fatigue. A heart saturated with hyperempathy. Give without limits. Question. What love am I betraying when I say yes? Interscapular pain between shoulder blades. Load-folded wings. Question. What real project is asking for flight? Liberation route. Integrating body, emotion, act. 1. Listen without judgment. Hand on heart. 10 long exhalations. Name the symptom as an ally. Thanks for letting us know. 2. Symbolic translation. What message does it bring? Write in 5 lines. My heart asks me. I take care of myself by saying, today I choose. 3. Biological act. A physical gesture that responds to the message. Walk for 20 minutes. Hydrate. Change a posture. Ask for a break. 4. Act of truth. A conversation, a boundary, a clear yes. 5. Brief ritual. Pour water into a glass while saying, may my feelings find their course. Drink half and save the rest to water a plant. The body understands symbols. When the body sees that you listen to it, it trusts. And when it trusts, it relaxes. Relaxing is not laziness, it's a condition of intelligence. RASE 4. Quantum NLP tools. Reprogramming protocols to get in sync. RASE 4.1. Trident of coherence. Breath plus image plus word. Breathing 5-5. Inhale for 5 sec. Exhale for 5 or 6 seconds for 3 minutes. Image. Visualize a real scene of gratitude. A hug. A bright morning. Feel the warmth behind your sternum. Word. Choose a brief, clear and gentle mantra. Useful calm I am. Repeat it in the rhythm of your exhalation. Use it before meetings, decisions, or delicate conversations. 3 minutes can change a day. Horation 4.2. Anchoring, golden pulse. 1. Close your eyes. Recall a moment of capability. You did it. You supported yourself with kindness. 2. When the emotion rises to your chest, join the thumb and index finger of your right hand and press gently. 3. Repeat a phrase in the present tense. It comes naturally to me to respond with calm and firmness. 4. Let go. Repeat 3 times. 5. Use it in real life whenever you notice yourself speeding up. It becomes your coherence switch. Horo 4.3. Reframing your inner dialogue. NLP plus NVC. Detect the judgment. I'm not going to make it. Here I go again. Observation. I'm nervous, there's little time, and I want it to go well. Need. I need clarity and rhythm. Strategy. I do 2 minutes of Trident plus define the first step. Language. Change. I have to I choose to. When it's your decision and I commit myself when it sets your path. Words create atmosphere. Numero 4.4. Resonance timeline. 1. Mentally place your present self in the center of the room. 2. To the right, yourself from plus 190 days. 3. Activate the anchor and walk in slow motion toward that future self who has already practiced coherence daily. 4. Ask yourself, what did I do on a difficult day? What was my non-negotiable minimum? 5. Take a keyword from that self and bring it to the present. Write it on your hand. ERUA 4.5, Protocol 7Q21, Heart in Practice. For Ewing Days. 1. Own a mind of breathing, 5-5. 2. Own a mind of evoked gratitude. 3. Own a mind of mantra. 4. Own a mind of micro-action. Send the email, fill your bottle, open the document. 5. Own a mind of posture. Broad sternum, relaxed jaw. 6. Own a mind of writing. Today I showed coherence when 7. AN minnow silence. 7 minutes that recalibrate your day and when repeated, shape your nervous system. 4. Coherent conversation before sensitive topics. Preparation. 3-min trident. CNV script. Observation. When A happens. Feeling. I feel X. Need value. Because I value and. Clear order. We can agree Z. Closure. Validate the other without betraying yourself. Thank you for listening. This helps me to be present. 5. Spiritual perspective and Christ consciousness. The love that orders Christ consciousness. It's not dogma, it's the name I give to the love that organizes reality. Not a naive love, but an intelligence of unity that sees without excluding and acts without humiliating. It is the state in which your heart remembers that the life in the other is the same life in you. From there, coherence is not an effort, it is a consequence. The philosophy of Buddhist emptiness reminds us that nothing has a fixed self. We are interdependent processes. Coherence, then, is a dance. Adjust, feel, breathe, decide, correct. Like surfing, there are no good or bad waves. There is the capacity for presence. Psychomagic offers us symbolic acts to persuade the unconscious. If your heart is afraid to show itself, buy a small lamp and every morning turn it on while touching your sternum. I give myself permission to shine without blaming or asking for permission. If you have trouble setting boundaries, stick a golden strip on the edge of your desk. Every time you look at it, remember, love also says no. Mature spirituality is flesh and schedule. Eating well, sleeping better, saying thank you and saying no at the right time. That is also mystical. Honoraries. 6. Integrative ritual. 11-minute ritual to ignite your compass. Intention. To establish a practical state of coherence before starting the day or before a key moment. Materials. A glass of water, a candle or light, a notebook. Steps. 11 minutes. 1. Opening. 30 seconds. Light the candle. I open the compass of my day with love and truth. 2. Breathing. 2 minutes. 5. Hands on your chest. Notice the slight movement of your sternum. 3. Evocable gratitude. 2 minutes. Recall a real scene and stay in the warmth that arises. 4. Mantra. 1 minute. Choose one that is clear and gentle. Useful calm. I am. 5. Micro writing. 2 minutes. Complete 3 sentences. Today I show coherence when my class no cares. My class yes nourishes. 6. Intention water. 30 seconds. Bring the glass close to your heart. Let my feeling guide my thinking. Drink half. 7. Posture and step. 2 minutes. Stand up, shoulders broad, chin relaxed. Walk slowly for 20 steps, mentally repeating the mantra. 8. Closing. 1 minute. Blow out the candle. I act from the music of my heart. Use the other half of the water later to water a plant. Material anchor. Mini reset. 90 seconds for the day. Exhale. Touch sternum. Repeat mantra. Fix gaze on point. Choose micro-action. 7. Real-life cases. When coherence changes the story. 7.1. Leading without rushing. Nicolas, 39, director of a technical team. He had the habit of answering everything immediately, and the stress would spill over. He implemented the 11-minute ritual before work and the mini reset before critical meetings. He changed 3 things: 3-minute pauses, clear agreement language, NVC, and delegation with follow-up. Result after 8 weeks: less reactivity, more solutions, a calm and efficient team. 7.2. Creativity that starts beating again. Sarah, 33, illustrator. She felt creatively blocked. She did 21 days of OCT21, Heart in Practice. Every morning she opened her notebook right after the ritual. Her mantra, serious play. By the 3rd week, she had a new portfolio, better rates and renewed motivation. Coherence didn't force creativity. She removed the noise. Let's move on to 7.3. A conversation that sets you free. Diego, 46, had been putting off talking to his brother about an inheritance issue. He practiced the trident. He wrote the NVC script. He set a kind but firm boundary. The conversation lasted 25 minutes. Not everything was resolved, but both let their guard down and made a plan. Diego stopped having pain between his shoulder blades. The bridge was opened. 8. Common obstacles and loving antidotes. Perfectionism. If I can't do it perfectly, it's useless. Antidote. Non-negotiable minimums. 3 minutes are enough. Spiritualizing to avoid meditating in order not to talk. Antidote. Concrete action after the ritual. Guilt over boundaries, believing that loving means pleasing. Antidote. Love also says no. Practice saying a small no each day. Self-sabotage through comparison. Measuring your pace with someone else's clock. Antidote. Internal indicators. There is more calm, more clarity, more honesty, 1 dropout per week. The mind craves novelty. Antidote. Brief and varied rituals. Change the mantra, keep the rhythm. 9. The ethics of coherence. Power with care. Coherence is power. It makes you more effective, persuasive, and calm. Use it with care. Never to dominate others, but to serve the conversation and the shared purpose. Not to numb emotions, but to give them channels. Not to deny your limits, but to inhabit your truth. And seek professional support when you need it. Body, mind, and spirit appreciate teamwork. 10. 30-day map from intuition to habit. Week 1. Recognize the compass. 11-minute ritual every morning. A mini reset in the afternoon. Journal, what changes when I exhale longer? Week 2. Incorporate the language. NVC in 1 conversation per day. Replace, I have to. Choose, I commit to. Create your monthly useful calm framework phrase. Week 3. Sustain in movement. 3 mindful walks per week, 20 to 30 minutes. Practice anchoring, golden pulse before making a decision. 1 aligned no and 1 aligned yes per day. Week 4. Expand and serve. Offer an act of concrete kindness without self-sacrifice. Write down 3 moments when your coherence benefited others. Adjust your ritual for the next month. What will you keep? What will you change? Internal indicators. Faster recovery after stress. More clarity when choosing. A sense of, I am inhabiting my life. External indicators. Resolved conversations. Tasks completed with less friction. More honest relationships. 11 meditation questions. Sow in silence. 1. What emotion wants to breathe in my chest today? 2. Where do I betray myself out of fear of losing love? 3. How does a true yes and a caring no sound in my body? 4. What micro-action would turn my day into music? 5. If myself from 90 days in the future looked at me, what single piece of advice would they give me? Let them fall like seeds. Some sprout in hours, others in seasons. Trust. 12. Decrees for living in rhythm. My heart sets a rhythm that my mind honors. Useful calm, gentle courage. I speak to myself as I would to someone I love. My boundaries protect the love that I am. Where I place my attention with tenderness, it blooms. Stick them on the fridge, in your notebook, on your screen. The unconscious appreciates signs. High vibration closing. Master phrase. When the heart organizes, the brain lights up, and destiny becomes music you can dance to. Quantum challenge. Next 24 hours. 1. Do the 11-minute ritual at the start of your day. 2. Practice a mini reset before your most important conversation. 3. Write and carry out a 3-minute micro-action that expresses your coherence. 4. Offer a gesture of concrete kindness, either to someone else or to yourself. Let your coherence be of service. Activation code. Place your hand on your heart. Exhale deeply and repeat 3 times, joining your thumb and index finger on the final word. Useful calm, loving clarity, I am. Let every heartbeat be a rhythm, every word a bridge, every step a melody. Don't force it. Tune in. Don't demand too much of yourself. Listen to yourself. The world needs your full melody. With love, Andrew.